You just turned on. Natural on the way. Better known as. Now. This is where independence is celebrated. So if you're ready to catch these waves, then let's go. Welcome back to the Now interview, where we highlight independence. My guest is the Naturally on the Wave Spotlight artist for this month. Before we get into it, this is brought to you by OliveSoft. OliveSoft is a simple-to-use software that can batch download video, music, and subtitles from over 1,000 websites, making it that easy to take the original format and convert it to any audio or video format you need. I personally use OliveSoft when artists aren't able to send me the RAW or MP3 form of their track. With 2 simple clicks, I'm on my way to a faster post-production process with minimal communication needed for this simple solution. This has helped me grow the music segment immensely. So whether you're a podcaster looking for a solution or you simply want the old days of burning your own CDs again, OliveSoft can help. Check the description below for 10% off a year license from Grown Up Podcasts to you. Now let's get to the interview. Things got a little hectic in the beginning, but once the nerves settled, it was smooth sailing from there. Check it out. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Grown Up Podcast, where you already know what we do. We talk about grown up shit. I highlight independent music, and today we're highlighting the independent artist that is the spotlight artist for this month. Okay, January. We starting a new year, and we getting it popping. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. He's joining me today, and I'm excited. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself because I don't have anything else to say. I don't want to do nothing but have him introduce himself. So say your name, where you're from, and what genre of music that you do.
All right. I'm 06 Saab. I'm from New Jersey. Great place.
Bet.
And I started making rap, but at this point I kind of just make all types of music. And I'm excited to see where my musical journey goes.
That's dope. Well, you guys already know that the Naturally on the Wave Spotlight segment is that we highlight the artists and we get them on here to interview them so that you guys can get to know the artists behind the music that we got dropping on the regular episodes. So let's get into it. We gonna dig a little bit into 06 Saab. So when or who told you that rapping was something that you should get in your bag with? Because you get in your bag with your rapping.
Thank you. I always just freestyled a lot when I was in middle school. I would just freestyle whenever, I'd make people listen to me freestyle. They don't even want to hear me rap, but it was just fun. And then in high school, I kind of only did it at track meets. I would freestyle with people from other towns, and I wasn't even good at track, but I was good at rapping, so I would do that. And then I went to college and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And then me and my friends started rapping for fun. We'd go to his house and just mess around and whatever. But then people would tell me oh, you should actually do it though. You should stop take it seriously. And I'm yeah. And I started my junior year of college, started writing for other people because I was too self-conscious about putting stuff out, and I wasn't confident in my own voice. So I wrote for my friend who actually lives down the street from me named Diesel.
Oh, dope.
And I wrote him an EP, and he performed it, and he's a really good vocalist, so it was a good pairing.
Okay.
And then he moved to Nantucket for the summer, and I had no one to write for, so I was all right, I guess I gotta write for myself. So then I started rapping on SoundCloud, and then I went to Spotify, and I guess a couple year passed and the lights go off mid-interview, and that's where I'm at.
Nice. Okay, so does your stage name have a story behind it? Because
yeah, so
okay.
So my car is a 2006 Saab. That's the brand of the car.
Okay.
And my brother actually thought of the name, And I thought it was super clever because it's just like a very low key car brand that's like not flashy. It's not that sick. They don't even make them anymore. And like people, whenever you see it, it's like people have the Jeep. They do the Jeep Wave. It's like everyone sees that. But when I see a Saab, I'm like, oh, like it just actually gets me excited because I never see Saabs around. Yeah. And it's just like a random car that my dad got from someone down the street who was selling it. He's like, yeah, like I don't want, and it's one of the worst cars ever. Like it's probably broken down about like 5 or 6 times. The tires go flat on their own. But I like, but I like the grit to the car. Like as in like it just keeps going. Like even with the flat tires, I have like an automatic pump. I just sit like at school. My friends like, all right, let's go somewhere. And then they're like, all right, you're obviously not driving because if you wanted to drive, I'd pump up the tires for 15 minutes and then we'd go. So I just like, it's funny. It's like I don't know. My brother just thought of the name and I was like, oh, that's it. Like, he said 08 Saab. I was like, I think it's 06. And I'm like, oh, 06. Like, that sounds kind of cool. Like, just by itself.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's nice. The name.
So it's Saab. My bad. I messed up in the beginning.
Saab.
So it's 06
like crying.
Saab. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, everyone's like Saab, Saab. I'm like, nah.
Okay. So I messed up. My bad. So Saab, that's tight. Okay. I like the metaphorical kind of like ties into you, you know, you keep going type of thing, you know, so
sneaky,
okay, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I fuck with it. All right, so when I was listening to your music, I was first wrapped up in your lyrics and the way that you rap so quickly, and then I caught on to like this dope ass deliberate instrument placement with other like deliberate sounds that you had within the track. So before I knew it, the song was over. You know what I mean? It's like you rap, you have you hear these dope like sounds, and then the song was over. So I was like, shit, this is dope. So I want to know what comes first. Is it your beat? Is it the lyrics? Or is it kind of intertwined when you go into the studio or before you go into the studio?
It's kind of the same thing every time. I like to say, because it's also good just to keep yourself like motivated, but I like to say like, oh, I don't really have that much, like I don't have the talent. It's really like I find a beat. My talent is beat selection, I think.
Oh, nice.
And finding a beat that's like that brings something out of me more than, because like there's so many good beats, but there's like millions of people, so only certain ones are going to bring like the sound out of you or like to bring an emotion out of you or whatever. So I've spent hours just scouring YouTube. I found like the best producers. I feel like I'm willing to say that I have the best YouTube algorithm for YouTube beats, and so anyone can at me, but they're just there wasn't my time.
You heard him, Adam.
Yeah. I just like when I open my YouTube, it just gives me like absolute fire every time. So
nice.
When I have that much good stuff to work with, it's like, okay, this is all good. Now what like makes something like what can make me start feeling flows or hearing some kind of idea? Right. So once I hear that, I throw it in FL and I just freestyle, and then I write words to whatever gibberish I said. I just put words in after. Yeah. And that's the process.
Okay. So how long does that take you normally?
It kind of depends. I mean, as like a process, I'm trying to get better at it, so it can be quicker, but I sometimes will work on like 5 or 6 different songs at once. And spend like 30 minutes, hour a day or something on that. Right. And that way I'm like putting more effort into it, but it's not just making me like, all right, I'm so tired of this. I've heard this so many times. Like, yeah. So it's a good way to, I don't know, to split my effort, I guess, across and keep my inspiration high. But it's not that quick, honestly. The freestyle is quick. First idea is like, boom, it's like 2 minutes, however long the beat is. But then I just sit there. I'm like, every syllable, I'm like, okay, this sounds like I said this, and then like, so it's kind of like a puzzle. Okay, so like how, on average, how long does it take you to construct one track and that you're like, okay, this is a good track for me, or something that you want to put out? I honestly don't know. Like sometimes I'll make music with my friends for fun, and we'll get it done in like 2 hours, maybe less, and they're like, oh, this is so sick. But I'm like, oh, yeah, but I wouldn't put this out for myself. Like, I don't think this is
Right.
enough of like good lyricism or a story or like just something that sounds like a song more so than just like me rapping.
Right.
So it really is like too hard to say on average, but like I could make a song in a day, but something about that just makes it like, it just makes the process not as fun. And then once the process becomes like not ideal, then that's when it starts to, I feel like it represents in the art. Once like someone's like, oh, I have to finish this, like then you kind of lose your.
So you almost have to have a mood, like a nice setting, nice environment for you to really kind of get into it and get it done. So to speak.
Yeah, because like a certain song could be hype, and then I wake up and I'm like, dang, I'm feeling not hype at all today. Like,
right, yeah.
And I don't want to just do some artificial, like, I feel like it plays off a lot of the time. So
I get you.
I'm like, all right, I'll sit on that. I can come back to it.
Definitely. I get you. I do the same thing like when I'm doing the podcast where my mood is crazy. It literally shifts all the way through the sky, all the way down in the dirt. And, you know, some days I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get this. I have so many ideas in my head. I need to get it out. And then other days I'm like, I have so many ideas, but I just want to lay in the bed. And so,
yeah, or like, oh, these ideas aren't that good. Or like, you just think yourself that. Meanwhile, it's probably good ideas. But.
Yeah. And there's some days where I even record an episode and I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to put that out. Like, I'm just, you know, or I do put it out and I'm like, that was not the best work, but anyway, it's out there, so whatever. And that's just something like as independent people we also have to deal with and struggle with, and I think that that's something to show along this journey, because you know, you see the superstars, you know, that's all you see, and you don't see a lot of their stories until it's like, oh, making the music or some type of like documentary that's really inauthentic to like the actual process of what we're going through right now, you know? So glad that you're kind of sharing that a little bit for people to understand. So have you dealt with being compared to other artists before? And if you have, how has that affected you on your journey as a process and as a whole?
I definitely have been, but like certain tracks, you can like tell where inspiration comes from. So like on my song Woodstock, it's like when I heard that, I just went in and started flowing, and then after the fact I look back and I'm like, oh, this is like how I would interpret that like JID would attack this song flow wise, but obviously none of the lyrical content is like the same lyrical content, so it's still representative of me. But that, like, I understand people making comparisons, because I just saw a YouTube video yesterday about like comparing Jack Harlow to Drake or comparing whoever to whoever, and it's like, yeah, you can do that, and like you can find any inspiration, like, oh, he uses this, like someone said that Post Malone is just like a clone of Future, and it was some rapper said that. I was like, I never even thought of that before.
Insane.
Such a random, but then like maybe there is like
wild
nuances to it that are like, oh, he does use that like certain sound and his vocalist, like, I don't know. But it's all interpretation, so it's like, if I let it bother me, then that's an issue. So I just have to like not really. As long as I keep evolving, like if something sounds like something, that's okay. Yeah. As long as I'm not just dipping back into that constantly.
Right. Yeah. So like, who inspires you artist wise? Kind of give us a little background of that.
I would say probably Mac Miller, JID, Drake. I fuck with Boss a lot.
Okay, nice.
I don't know, like a lot. It's so corny to say Drake, but like a lot of just melody wise, like
it's not. It's not.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put it out there.
I'm a big Drake fan. Okay. I ain't gonna lie.
You just have to put it out there. Like, I understand what I'm saying is the most cliche, obvious thing to say, but
it's all good. Like, I'm a big Drake fan. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and a lot of the controversy and everything that's gone on over the years has, you know, kind of dimmed a little bit on how I see him, of course, but still musically, I fuck with him. Like, I just fuck with him. And so I feel you. And shout out to fucking Mac Miller, man, RIP.
And shout out to Drake.
Yeah,
Definitely
shout out to
watching it.
Drake too. Yeah, definitely. So my next question here is actually I want to talk about your latest single that you got out right now, "Worst Guys," which is streaming everywhere, right? Or on all platforms. All right. Yes, y'all go check that out. And
Spotify,
actually,
etc.
yes, and actually, it's gonna be. Y'all, it was in our episode. It was in my episode. I dropped, so y'all, just spoilers and stuff. Yeah, just drop that in there. So what was your thought process going into the studio with this track?
So like the normal process that I have, like I first heard the beat, I was like, oh, like something about this beat. Like sometimes it's not even emotion. Sometimes it's just like energy or whatever. Like sometimes it's not even, but something about it was like, oh, there's something in me that I can hear on this beat, like something.
Yeah.
So I went in, freestyled it. I think I did like one take, and it's pretty much almost in the same format of the song, with like maybe I moved a chorus over twice. And as it was weird because after I recorded it, I was like, oh, this is this is gonna be Diesel, which is my friend. I like heard, because I wrote for him for so long, I'm like, oh, this is his voice, like I know for a fact. Then I wrote it out, and then it's kind of good to have another person, because then he comes in and he's like, nah, like you need to make that better.
Right.
And like I won't do that for myself, like, because I'm like, oh, I'm done, like sweet. He's like, nah. So like his art is like so sick with the wordplay, and like it's because I had a main idea, then he was like, nah, do this, and then I use my like little, I'm really intricate with words to make it flow. So
yeah, definitely.
Like if he were to take that idea, maybe it wouldn't flow the same, but us combining his like, oh, if you do this into this, and then I like make it kind of mesh. So
yeah,
but that was a long process of the song. But it all came from one freestyle.
You're like, I need this short and sweet, okay? Let's get to the point.
I'm like, I'm done. Like, what do you mean? He's like, no, you're not saying that. I was like, what do you mean I'm not saying that? Like, I just say whatever. I was like, no, you're not.
I feel you. Okay, well,
he's like very matter of fact. So he'll tell me like, no, that's whack. I was like, how? Like,
well, honestly, is he real if he doesn't tell you? You know what I mean? Like, is he not your homie if he doesn't give you the real? You know what I mean? So, but you know, that's kind of how our journey should go sometimes. So, all right. So please make sure you guys go check out that track, "Worst Guys." Okay, streaming everywhere. All right. So my next question here is, obviously, I listen to your music and the artists that you collaborate, you've also mentioned. So what does collaborating mean to you with artists and producers as well?
Well, with producers, it's interesting because it's not really, I could go wherever I want. Stupid lie. I go wherever I want with like where I attack it, and they could have no, like they weren't expecting someone to, like, I don't know, they didn't know what I was going to do on their beat. Like they just made their beat because that's how they were feeling, and that made a feeling come out of me that could be completely different. They were like, oh, I was thinking this could be like a rock song, and I came and rapped on it. They're like, what? But when it comes to artists, like somebody will say some lyrics and I'm like, just something from their lyrics, I'm like, oh, that makes me think of this, and then I can match their vibe, whatever they put down on the thing. So I think a lot of the time collaboration makes it almost easier to write, as long as I'm building off their idea and it's not kind of like two separate ideas and then it's just put on a song. Because a lot of time that makes it not as much of a song and just like, hey, we can both rap or we can both make music.
Right. That's dope. That's
so I like to build off other people's ideas.
Yeah, right. That's a really interesting way to kind of tackle that, because like you said, like they were thinking, okay, this could be a rock song or something like that, and you come and rap on it. That's some dope shit. That's real talented. I ain't gonna lie.
And they can still like fuck with it, even if it's like I wasn't expecting this, but they're like, oh, like that was cool. Like, yeah, you did you, like, and after I did me on the beat, you did you on the thing. So like, that's dope. As long as it's like for the most part authentic to something.
That's tight. All right. That's something for the peoples to have in your journey. Maybe collaborating with a lot of different people with not the vision that you have for it, but maybe their vision adding to theirs may be something that you can add in your journey. So next question is, do you have any other talents or hobbies that you dabble in?
I'm not gonna do it, but I'm pretty good at breakdancing for some reason.
Oh, nah, come on. You bust a move.
I'm telling you, like, yeah. Like, I was always like, I hit the bar mitzvah and like, I'm out here like in the middle of the circle. Like,
you had the bar mitzvah cracking? Oh.
I had the bar mitzvah going wild.
Yo.
Like, people, might as well throw me on a chair. Like,
yo.
I was going crazy.
Please tell me you have video evidence of this. Please tell me.
I don't know. It's for people to deep dive and find that. But
I'm people. Yeah. I gotta find this.
Let's see how good your research team is. Let's see it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get him on the line. Hey,
if you can find a video of me dancing at a bar mitzvah, I'm gonna freak out. That's insane. I'm like Nardwuar.
Hey, I'm on it. I'm on it. No worries. That's dope.
But yeah,
that's crazy.
Good at dancing, I'd say.
All right.
What else do I do? I don't really do that much. I've gotten pretty good at Madden. It's pretty lame, though.
Okay. All right. Hey, that's all right.
I could whip out some magic tricks, but that's for something else. I'm good at like party tricks, like anything little party trick, like dancing, magic. I mean,
okay.
I've done magic at parties before.
You're like the entertainment kid growing up. Right?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Hey, you guys are bored? Like, let me just do, and it's like a win-win. Yeah. I entertain people, and it feels good to like do something cool.
Okay, all right, okay. I feel it. All right. Well, my next question
I could be like the first rapper doing magic. I think that's
okay. Right, like first rapper that does like tricks just to
sleight of hand. But like,
then your music's at the end, like pops out of the hat, starts playing and shit. You're breakdancing.
By then everyone will have left though.
You're right. You're funny. You're funny too. Add comedy to it.
Thank you.
My next question I got for you is, what kinds of challenges have you had to face so far on your independent journey, and what or who have helped you through them?
I think a lot of the challenge is like realizing for the most part, like no one really cares, which is like a good thing in itself, because it's like no one's gonna care until you get to a point where they can appreciate it and like see whatever your vision is.
Yeah.
So while that's negative, it's like on the upward phase of it.
Yeah.
Thinking that no one cares at least makes you less self-conscious about whatever decisions you're making and not letting other people affect what your end product is, because you're like, oh, well, no one else cares. Like, and if they do care, that means I'm doing something right to make them care.
Yes. Yeah. That's a really dope perspective and mentality to kind of shift to. And I think I also have your light is the highlight of this episode. I promise.
It is a highlight. You're right.
Literally. Gotta highlight this man. But I think that's a super dope thing to your light is killing me.
Okay, I think I got it. It's very gloomy, but does this look bad? I don't know. You tell me. You're dope. You're good.
But I think that's a really good topic to hit on, because I also have like that same type of thing with my podcast is doing that type of thing. So I totally agree with you. I lost my train of thought completely. I was gonna have so much more to say about that, but the light killed me. But it's all good.
Sure. It's a light. It's all I don't good. Know. This thing is motion censored. I guess I'm not moving around enough.
Motion sensor is great. So my next question here is, what motivates you on this journey, and what advice do you have for people wanting to do independent music?
The thing that motivates me is like, it's definitely there's some parts of the process that stink. Like, I don't really like recording, but I love like the writing process, and it's like it's something that's hard work in a way, but it's like so rewarding and fun. Yeah. I think to come up, like, sometimes I'll be writing on a song and it's like I'm working on it for so long, and then when I finally come up with like, oh, that's it, like that's the piece that made it make sense, and like whatever, it's like that's like, I don't know, it's just a hype feeling. So I don't know, it's kind of exciting sometimes to feel like, oh, this hard work is something that even if it didn't pan out, I enjoyed doing it. So like, I don't know, you're supposed to like appreciate the process. Is like everything I hear, anyone who blows up and they're like, oh, you have to like appreciate the time on the way. And so I try and think of it like that.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like we're kind of similar, except I'm on the podcast end, you're on the music end, and I'm glad we connected because I feel the same way about podcasting sometimes. I'm like, I know I have to record, or I know that it has to be consistent or whatever, but sometimes I'm not in the mood, or sometimes the episode is not what I want it to be, or sometimes my thoughts are not flowing, or sometimes I can't bring it all together to even, sit down. And it makes it so hard when I do know that there are people that did catch on to the podcast and they are listening and low key counting on me to be in that spot, to be able to be consistent. But then I know that, like you said, and now my memory's going back. Now I'm getting back to what you said, to the point of where there are some people who haven't discovered it. And so I'm like, on that end, I'm like, okay, some people haven't discovered it. It's not that big, so I don't have to pressure myself so much or something like that. And, a lot of that is like, I understand the whole, you have to appreciate the process. I'm like, in between that, I'm like trying to appreciate the process, but I'm like, this process is so fucking grueling. And I'm going on year 4 of running this podcast and, supporting independent artists and, having different perspectives, sharing different perspectives. It's been dope, but it's so grueling,
Yeah, it's like, I feel like that way with music too, where I'm like, I'm putting however many hours. People probably think this took me like an hour and a half, and I put it on my story. I literally put my song on my story for 2 weeks straight on YouTube, and it got like 60 plays. And then I put a picture of somebody from The Office, like pretending they had OnlyFans, and then it got 46 plays. So
Whoa.
People thinking that it wasn't my music, they're willing to click it, and they're like, okay,
right.
But whatever, I gotta use that as a marketing thing.
You're right. Yeah, but that sucks, because now we have to also figure out different marketing shit, and that changes rapidly. Yeah, that's the worst part of everything, I would say. That's like not even. Yeah. It's not what I signed up for, but every single person who does anything creative, it's not what they signed up for, and it's like that's part of it. So exactly. You just want to do what you're passionate about, and have that be something that people catch on to. You don't really get in depth with the marketing, all the outside other stuff that comes with it. So I'm totally in the same process as you, is trying to get into the marketing part, get into the YouTubes and all of that. And I'm the same way. I posted a reel, or what are they called? Shorts, my bad. Short on YouTube. Got 600 plays. I post one on a reel on Instagram, it's like 100. I'm like, all right, well. So it's an up and down process, but I appreciate you for joining me today. I got one more question before you get out here. Well, actually, I might got a couple more, but technically one more for our question segment. So what are some goals you have on your list this year with your music?
I'm trying to release maybe like 2 or 3 EPs, of 4 songs. So on average, like a song per month.
Okay.
I'm trying to have my own show. It's easier said than done, but if I just say it, if I say it, I have to act on it. I've been saying it to people to make myself like, okay, now do something about it. Like, it's so easy to just be like, just sit in that, like, okay, have a show.
Well, now that you told me, I'm gonna message you every day.
Hold me to it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like that's how I am. So for sure.
I'm like thinking, and it's like if I put it as a process, it's okay. I have to find people to do this. I have to find people. If you look at it as huge, like to just see it as one big thing, it's like, oh, this is impossible. Why would I have to sell tickets? I have to do it. So you break it up and give myself a lot of time, because people I used to be a huge procrastinator or whatever. And I still kind of am. Yeah. But it's like understanding that, your self right now is like chilling, and that makes it like, oh that guy in the future will figure it out, like whatever. But then also, if I do a little bit now, then it's easier for myself in the future, and then myself in the future would be like, thank you. I'm like,
yeah,
like a little teleporting, talking.
Right.
Okay.
He's like low key. Like,
people do that, right?
Right. Exactly. Right.
I pat myself on the back to my past self, and like, I got
right. And like, thank you for those little things you did. Thank you.
Exactly.
I feel
and it's like you could do something so
small.
small, and it could be appreciated a higher because you're like, oh, I already started it, so I might as well like do this next part.
Exactly.
And it's like that small of a thing can lead into something. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how I've been like taking this whole process. And year 4, as day by day, you know, I've had a lot of changes since I started. At first, it was an episode every week. And then it was, it was an episode every week. It was an interview every month. It was crazy as hell. And I was doing it all by myself for at least the first year. And then the second year, I was like, fuck, I need to slow down because this is crazy. So it was still an episode every week, but it was an interview every other month. Excuse me. And then more shit happened to me and like all these other like life personal things, and also like I'm a big procrastinator too, so mood changes and I would be like, oh, it's okay, I can not do it today and whatever, and then the day would come and I'd be like, oh shit, I need an episode to drop. And it all just got pretty crazy, and I was like, you know what, I need to fucking focus again, get back on track, and just figure out what's going to work best for me and not what I think is going to work best for everybody else, you know. And so now, right,
and it's like your process.
Exactly. So now I'm really figuring out my process in year 4, and that's 1 episode a month because I have so much shit going on in my life, and interview. And now I have a process to set up these interviews and all this stuff, and I'm tailor making it to me. And so I think now I'm getting it together a little bit. And I totally relate to, you know, your process and everything that you're going through. And I think that we obviously got connected for a reason. And so I'm glad that you came on, glad that you shared your perspective and everything. And you guys make sure you go and check him out. Okay, his music is streaming everywhere. He's dope. I'm fucking with it. I already got some of his music in my playlist, so I hope you guys add some to your playlist. Yeah, of course, dude, of course. I hope you add some to your playlist, and of course, you know, his links will be in the description below and all over the damn video, okay, for y'all to check him out, go and follow him and everything. But before we get out of here, I got 2 things I want to squeeze in here.
All right.
He ain't know. Well, one of them he knew, but this other one he didn't. I'm going to throw you in the hot seat. All right? So, hot seat is 4 quick questions, and you say the first thing that comes to your mind. Look, he don't know. He like, oh shit, you in the hot seat. It's all good. It's all good. It's mild. I'll say mild seat. Okay. Okay. But technically, hot seat segment. So, let's get it popping. You ready?
Yes.
Ready. All right. So, favorite artist all time. 1.
Drake.
Okay. All right. We kind of, but it's all right. All right. So, favorite person you collaborated with?
All of them.
Okay. All right. We'll take it. We'll take it. Low key, but it's all right. We'll put
everyone. I love everyone.
You're funny. All right. Favorite food?
Chipotle. That's my favorite food, Chipotle.
Man, we're gonna have to talk about this. Chipotle,
that's an issue for you?
Yes.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I had it one time. It almost made me throw up my whole life, and so I just
you threw up your whole life. Damn.
Honestly, it just don't sit right in my exactly. Like it just didn't sit right with my soul. I don't know. And maybe because I eat taco truck, so that's
more authentic and probably better tasting. But I just go like I literally eat chicken and rice. I have like the worst stomach. I have like IBS. My stomach just bugs on anything.
Damn.
So I just go chicken and rice, and it's so easy and so consistent where I'm like, okay, chicken and rice. Boom.
Okay. All right.
So
well,
it used to be pizza. It used to be pizza, but I'm like, now I'm doing like gluten free to try and like figure out what's going on with my stomach.
All right, I'll ease up. Up. I feel it. Okay.
Be nice to me. Come on.
All right. Last question here. Favorite memory of your independent journey so far? This light. It's got to be.
This light, definitely. I would say first show. Like it was. I didn't even. Or no, second show. My first show was down the street at my friend's Diesel's house in his like backyard. And it was pretty low key. And then the next show was just in Manhattan. I only did one song, but I like didn't really realize how big it was until I kind of was there. Yeah. And someone was like, "This is your first time performing like outside?" I was like, "Oh, I performed once at someone's garage." And they're like, "What?" And then I started getting mad nervous, but
yeah.
But then I did it, and I was like, "Oh, that was kind of sick." Like it's like the nerves are like a reward because when you're done, then you have no nerves, and you're like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Like just being done is the sickest feeling, and it feels like I compared it to in high school. I ran track, and it'd be like before the meet, I'm nervous, and then whatever. Then after, I just got to chill with my friends and just hang out while other people ran, but I was done, and they were nervous and I wasn't anymore. It's great.
Yeah, so, it's like a buildup of I don't know what is that like
adrenaline or something. I don't even know.
There you go, adrenaline. It's like the nervous is adrenaline. It just builds up and then boom, like you burst into it, and then it happens, it's over, and then you pass the adrenaline on to someone else. You pass the baton. Exactly.
Like, all right, yeah, you figure it out now. Like, all right, so I watch them suffer. It's awesome.
Exactly. That is hilarious, man. You're funny, man. Y'all, please go check this man out. Please go follow him. He's dope as hell. And I'm gonna throw this last little thing in here. You gonna freestyle for us?
Yeah. So what, like acapella or something? Or
I could pull up a beat for you. I'm not the beat algorithm like you. You know, I'm just saying.
I got the algorithm.
Yeah, I don't have the algorithm.
Trademark. I don't know if if I play it through my speakers, will it like? I'll do some acapella. It might sound really whack, but I'm gonna give it down.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, just give me a word to start with. Let's see where this goes. Poetry.
Okay. Red.
Okay. I spilled blood on my book and I read it. I watch a lot of videos on Reddit. I got a cross across the box. I might head it. I think out the box. I might just drop some shit. I said it. I spit in flows. Give a high five like Thibodeau. That's the Giants. I'm not lying. Like Detroit, that's the Lions. And I'm throwing down like Zion. I don't know. Death defying like Evil Knievel. Just random words. I just like to jump around from without a beat, it's not going to be that sick, but there
it's all good. Hey, that was dope. That was still dope. Yeah, snaps. Hey, man, you feel me? That was still dope, y'all. Still go check this man out on the beat.
Even after that, you should still check me out.
Yeah, exactly. Even after that, go check him out on the beat. He's dope as fuck, y'all.
Yeah.
Go fuck with him for real. It's all right. It's okay. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, not everyone you don't just go to superstardom, okay? You start somewhere and you have to go through the motions. So y'all go and check this man out. Please follow him. The links will be in the description. You can click him right away to follow him. You can click right away to stream his music. And you got any final words you want to say, any personal shout outs you want to give. And please, for the people that only listen to the audio version, let them know your social media and where they can stream your music.
You can stream my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal if you're, like a loser.
Paid.
Yeah, like, I don't know who's using Tidal, but, I mean, you must be entitled. I'm going to say 06 Saab. You can find it anywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, blah, 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 blah. Instagram, 06___ Saab. This woman named Sabrina took my username, 10 followers, won't give it to me.
You, Sabrina.
That's what I'm saying. The worst. And my last thing I would say is, it's Saab. That's it.
That's dope. All right, y'all. Please go and check out 06 Saab. And it's Saab, not Saab, not Saab. It's Saab.
Cry about it.
Cry about it, okay? And cry over his music while you're listening to it.
Yeah.
And then hit the follow button while you're crying and, you know, all that stuff. It's going to happen by accident because you cry and listen to his music.
Your teardrop is going to hit the button and then...
You feel me? It's just all going to come together, you know? So just follow this man, listen to his music. He's fucking dope. He might be my new best friend musically. I don't know. We feel like I feel the connection here, man.
We definitely have some good mindset going. We have some good banter. Come on.
I think so. We gonna stay connected, and I'm gonna make sure that you stay on your show. There you go.
Show.
I couldn't find the word. My brain is like, I'm like ending the show. Right? I'm like ending the episode and I'm like, it's so many things I want to throw in, but it's cool. We got this. I'm gonna keep you up on your show. But anyways, y'all make sure y'all check this man out. Make sure y'all follow the Grown Up Podcast and y'all checking out the highlight that we doing for him for the rest of the month. Okay. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, 06 Saab, for joining me today. And it's the Nashville on the Wave. It's Grown Up Podcast. Y'all already know. Stay safe, be kind, and we out of here.
Later.
Now wait 1 second before you get on up out of here and head to go and follow him, follow me, and all of that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and throw one of his tracks on here so that you guys can tune into it and vibe out on your way to go and click and follow us. So without further ado, here is 06 Saab on Life.
Made it here, who thought? Time untold and I'm taking it too far. Yeah. Said I'm making the rules up. Yeah. Stay waking with the rains, that's alright. Stay pouring through the rain, that's all night. All cloudy on the day, I pray. Throwing rocks like that, finna break. My baby wanna stall like we ain't hit a shift right. We done went the wrong way, you don't wanna miss sight. You don't wanna play about the kid that's up on this side. You don't wanna play about the kid that's up on this side. Yeah, that's really alright. And when it's all white, they wanna talk down, they wanna fall right. You know the old saying, only living once, right? They say the same shit before they live their own life. Let's go. I don't know if I could really find some space, but I might just be projecting, understand my blame. Overhead ain't level headed, hope you slide my way. And I've been honest, it's regret that I've been holding back, I said it. I don't want nobody else to fuck around cause I'm competitive. I know this shit is really for myself and now it's setting in.
Peace and blessings, Grown Up family. I hope you have caught on to the wave of 06 Saab, and if you haven't, go cry about it. Nah, I'm just playing. But please make sure you go and support his independent movement. Go to the description below and check out his links so you can follow him and stream the rest of his music. And please make sure you also follow the Grown Up Podcast so you know when we're posting these Naturally on the Wave Spotlight artists for the month, and you know when a new episode is dropping. I love you guys. I'm gonna let Saab take us out. Make sure you're staying safe and being kind. We out.
We done went the wrong way. You don't wanna miss sight. You don't wanna play about the kid that's up on this side. You don't wanna play about the kid that's up on this side. Yeah, that's really alright. And when it's all white, they wanna talk down, they wanna fall right. You know the old saying, only living once, right? They say the same shit before they live their own life. I've been so wrong, I'm so damn stressed. I know my fault, hope my best. Just give my all, hold my breath. My foe stands tall, I fall my steps. Trip, don't fall right back. Back my thoughts, not so bad. I know y'all, you just the type led everybody off.